For many of you, you've been working at home for at least a week or two now, and I wanted to create some content for you to help you make the most out of your time working at home. Listen, working at home is a weird thing. You have all sorts of issues around your routine, your work-life balance, that sort of thing. And so I wanted to combine two topics I'm very passionate about, one being creating a positive, fulfilling work experience, and the other being integrating mindfulness techniques into your day-to-day to help you mitigate your stress, be more creative, be more innovative, that sort of thing. Now, for those of you who don't know, let's see, where is it? There it is. Should have been more prepared. I actually wrote a book about mindfulness at work. It's called Zen Your Work, Create Your Ideal Work Experience Through Mindful Self-Mastery. Now, this is a great time to pick up a copy of this book and do some of the exercises in it. Literally, it's 12 chapters full of different exercises that you can do to integrate mindfulness into your day-to-day. It has nothing to do with meditation. I very purposefully did not write about meditation in the book because meditation's really hard. And a lot of you don't want to try it or you struggle with it. And listen, I meditate almost every day. I have for years and I still struggle with it myself. So I understand if it's hard. But the techniques that I'm talking about are techniques you can use anytime, maybe not anytime, but really without having to sit and close your eyes and do the meditation thing that many of us do. If you want to try to meditate, more power to you. I think it's great. I think it's game-changing, but you don't have to do it in order to integrate mindfulness into your day-to-day. So what I wanted to do is talk about and really go through this article I recently wrote for Forbes. I'll link it up in the description below if you want to check it out, about 5 ways that you can integrate mindfulness into your routine to help mitigate your stress during the era of the coronavirus. Perhaps coronavirus forced your hand, but there is no doubt that we are all in a time of significant evolution when it comes to the world of work. Just because the world is changing rapidly around you does not mean that you should lose your cool. In times like this, it's even more important to be mindful of how you are contributing to your experience. And I want to say that again because that's really important. How you are contributing to your experience. We're actually even going to put a highlight on that. That's so important. Because the experience you have, whether it be in work or in life, it is reflective of the contributions that you are making. Not a single one of you is a victim of the experience that you have in any circumstance. You are actively contributing. You contribute 50% to every single relationship that you have, the good ones and the bad ones. You contribute where you focus your energy and attention. You contribute your perspective, the way you choose to see the world. You contribute what emotions you choose to have. And yes, emotions are a choice. Emotions are a choice. They're not reflective of things that are happening to you. They are things that, when you are able to really get in touch with your emotions, you can choose them first and then allow it to dictate your experience with the world. But that's like advanced level stuff here. That's level 75, folks. We're going to go back to the very beginning today. But what I want you to really understand and really kind of accept and take responsibility for is that what you experience, good, bad, otherwise, it is a result of what you contribute. So going through this crisis, life will go on and work still needs to get done. Here are 5 ways to make work more mindful as we all figure out how to prevent the spread of coronavirus. These strategies may seem deceptively simple, but don't be fooled. Sometimes it is the simple things that make the most difference. And I want to emphasize that point too, because a lot of times I get asked all the time, Carlin, just give me tools to do this thing. Just give me tools. Give me tools and techniques that I can use. And I give them these strategies and they're like, too simple. I'm not doing that. I just want the hard tools. I just want the hard things to do. No, dude, you want the simple stuff. If you can't commit to the simple stuff, then why would I give you more advanced work? Do the simple stuff first. Come back to me. Then we can talk. So let's talk about the simple stuff first. Number 1, stay calm. Whether getting ready to hunker down and possibly work from home for an extended period of time to avoid the spreading coronavirus is quite serious, that does not mean that you should panic. Panic rarely does any good in crisis situations because it directs all of your energy and attention towards your survival. That means you lose your ability to look around you at what is happening and address it from a detached, clear-headed perspective. So what I'm talking about when I say your energy and attention gets directed towards your survival, another way to think about that is fight or flight. Fight or flight is our natural response mechanism. And what is happening is it's actually the sympathetic nervous system in our body is lighting up like a Christmas tree in times of stress, in times where we feel like we might be in danger. And what happens when your sympathetic nervous system lights up is that you prepare to do one of two things. You're either preparing to engage in a fight, engage in a battle, or you're preparing to turn around and haul ass in the other direction. Okay, run away. That's what fight or flight is. Battle or run away. And we all know those moments when we feel we might be in danger and we feel that rush of adrenaline through our bodies, or we hear stories about people with these achieving these huge feats of strength that we never would have thought possible, like a woman like picking up a car to rescue her baby that's underneath it or something like that. That's what happens when the sympathetic nervous system gets fired up. It rushes all that energy into our body and gives us, frankly, the tools to do amazing things, but not for a long period of time. It's for a very, very short period of time. And when we're in situations, we want to, most of the time when we go into fight or flight in modern society, you're not usually really in any physical danger. It's more about an emotional experience than anything else. And that's why we want to just make sure that we keep that to a minimum. That's what's going to keep us calm. It's what's going to keep our head level and what's going to help us push through any difficult situation we might find ourselves in. So the very first thing we can do anytime you're feeling stressed out, anytime you're feeling like the things are just getting away from you, you want to do some deep breathing. Now listen, the breath is important, folks. Here, I even write about it here. If you find yourself getting stressed, go back to basics and focus on your breath. Think about it. We can survive for weeks without food, for days without water, but we can't go more than a few minutes without breathing. No matter where you are, you can always come back and take a few deep breaths to calm your anxieties. And there is a very specific way we want to do our breathing. Most of the time, you're going to be sitting up, like if you're in the office or even at your desk or at your kitchen table or wherever you're watching this from. And you want to make sure you have a straight back. You want to make sure your arms are not crossed. You want to make sure your legs are not crossed, feet planted firmly on the floor. I'm cheating because I have my legs crossed, so I'm going to not cheat. I'm going to put them flat on the floor. We want our body as open as possible. Sometimes you might do this, especially if you're at home, laying down. If you lay down, make sure you're propping something under your knees. Just like when you get a massage and they put that pillow underneath your knees, kind of the same thing. It prevents you from falling asleep, and it also just helps you get more comfortable. It's better for your back. So what you want to do when you're doing your deep breathing and you're sitting nice and open and loose, first thing you want to do, inhale slowly through your nose. Follow your breath all the way down your throat, through your lungs, into your belly. Hold it for a few moments. And then release slowly through your mouth. Okay? If you didn't do it with me the first time, actually go ahead and try it now. Make sure you're sitting up, arms uncrossed, legs uncrossed. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Follow the breath all the way down, all the way to your belly. Hold it. Release slowly through your mouth. And let's do one more for S and giggles. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Follow the breath all the way down your throat, through your lungs, into your belly. Hold it. Release slowly through the mouth. And you can do this anytime you're feeling stressed out, anytime. You can do more breaths if you want, but it really, think about it. If you just did the breaths with me, think about it, do you feel a little bit calmer right now? Do you feel a little bit looser? For a lot of you probably do. If you don't yet, do it a couple more times. Either pause the video or when you get to the end, do it a couple more times and you'll feel good. It gives your body just a little break. It gives your body that nice, beautiful gift and just calms everything down. And that allows you to really see things much more clearly with a new set of eyes. The next thing we want to do, focus on your purpose. This is a great thing to do with work. It really is, because with work, you should, if your boss is any good, have a clear purpose for you to focus on. So having a clear purpose that you can focus on your energy and attention on has been shown to help in times of stress, reducing negative emotions like nervousness, helplessness, hopelessness, helplessness too probably, loneliness, irritability, and general daily stress. So consider your job as your purpose. Focus your attention on showing up, even if it's just to your home office, and giving it all and doing your very best. Listen, it can be so easy to get distracted now. You got the news on, you're trying to figure out what's going on, you're worried about where you're going to get your next pack of toilet paper. But if you can just focus on how you're contributing, how you're helping others, this is going to be a relief. It gives you that break from all of the chaos. Remind yourself of the bigger picture and how you're helping your organization succeed through your efforts by placing sticky notes on your workspace with goals or affirmational messages to remind you about what you're doing. And perhaps you don't have your dream job. Listen, a lot of you don't have your dream job. That's okay. Then focus on the people you are helping to support. When you show up and give it your all, no matter what type of work you do, you will impact real people with your efforts, folks. Make it your mission, your goal, to improve the lives of everyone you come in contact with, even if it's just virtual. Because we all need a little bit more joy in our lives. Oh, and I have a blatant typo in there that someone missed. I don't know if that's me or my editor. But that's going to be really, really important. Isn't that fun when you end up with weird sentences like that in major publications? And my editor definitely missed that too, because, listen, I'm even an editor's pick on this. That's funny. I'll have to go in and fix that afterwards. I don't know what they did there. All right, but obviously I was not being very mindful when I published this, or someone wasn't being very mindful when they read it. But we can, and listen, hey man, like forgiving mistakes. That's actually another beautiful way you can be mindful. Forgiving mistakes from your coworkers, assuming people have the best possible intent and they're doing their best and they're trying to keep up. I know, to be honest, like the people at Forbes are pretty great. They've never been anything but nice to me. I know they're very busy right now. There's a lot of stuff going on, and so I can forgive myself for not seeing it, and I can also forgive them too. We have to forgive each other. Come on. Stick to a routine. Working from home can be a challenge if you're new to it. One way to navigate another typo, to come up with a routine and stick to it. This will help you be more productive when you're in work mode, and will also help you to detach when it's time to clock out for the day. Here are some basic must-haves. Number 1, create a home office that is strictly for work, folks. You've got to maintain separation between work and life, even if it's just your kitchen table or it's like a table you put in your bedroom in the corner. Create a space that is specific for work. That means no working from your bed, no working from the couch. Those are personal spaces. Set up a desk in a spare room or in a corner that you use specifically for focused work time, and then leave when you're done for the day. Number 2, get dressed. Now, I know, I am well aware that I'm not a great example of this right now. I am wearing a sweatshirt, mostly because I'm wearing a cutoff t-shirt underneath it. Fun fact, I haven't even taken a shower today. My hair is still tied back from yesterday. I'm not wearing any makeup, whatever. But I've been working at home for a long, long time. And so I'm kind of used to this. But if you're new to working at home, you want to make sure you're getting into a routine, because the routine is going to help you. Rolling out of bed and heading right to your desk is great, but make sure you're getting up, showering, and getting ready for the day, just like you would if you were heading to the office. And remember to look good from the waist up, because we want you to be on video. We want you to be talking to each other on video. It's really not scary. It's fine. But make sure you're at least put together from the waist up. I still wear sweatpants every day, or leggings, or something super comfy from the waist down. And obviously I'm not really trying from the waist up right now either. But, if I have an important meeting or something where I know I'm gonna actually have to be professional, I'm gonna look sharp. I'm going to put on a nice black t-shirt, or I'm going to do my hair, I'm going to do my makeup, I'm actually going to shower, and we're going to get it done, because that's what you have to do. And sometimes too, getting dressed up in your work clothes can be a way to delineate, oh, this is work time, this is focus time, whereas if you're in your PJs, that's personal time, okay? Lastly, keep your office hours. This may seem counterintuitive, but work-life balance can take an incredible hit when you work from your home office because it is very easy to ignore the clock. If you usually start work at 9 a.m. in the office, do that at home. If you usually end work at 5 p.m. in the office, do that at home. Be disciplined, stick to it. One thing that I don't have in here, but that is very important, I haven't eaten since this morning. I'm a horrible role model. Do as I say, not as I do. I haven't eaten since this morning. It is 5 p.m. when I'm making this video. I forget to eat when I'm working at home. So, one thing you can do is set a little alarm. Make sure you schedule an appointment for lunch. My husband, actually, who is very new to working from home, he has a little appointment set up for lunch. That is his break time. So make sure you're putting these routines in place, and hey, maybe I will follow my own good advice and do it myself. I'm having Indian food later. I'm very excited right after this video, honestly. I'm very excited about that. Number 4, be kind. In a time when so many people are on edge and scared about what tomorrow might hold, it's essential to exercise kindness in your human interactions. Remember, stress can make us behave in ways that are less than ideal, and it is rarely with harmful intent in mind. If there was ever a time to go out of your way with a kind word or two, or to respond to anger and frustration with love and support, now's it. Listen, folks, and I really mean this, please be forgiving of the people you're working with. Please give them the benefit of the doubt. If they're acting abnormally, it's probably because they're under a great deal of stress. Almost any time someone is acting crazy or saying things that are like just way out of left field or approaching you with more anger than they should, it's because they haven't done this work. They haven't done the work to mitigate their own stress level, and that's not your fault. It's not fair for you to be the brunt of that. But that doesn't mean you can't be generous with your love and just say, okay, or maybe ask them, how are you doing? How's your day? How's your family? Is there anything I can help you with? Give people the kindness that you want for yourself. That's, such a golden rule. And lastly, practice gratitude. Even in times of high stress, practicing gratitude has shown to reduce stress and depressive symptoms. If you've never utilized a gratitude journal, now is a perfect time to start. At the end of every day, simply write down what you appreciated about your day. It could be anything from a peaceful work-at-home environment where you spend all days in your PJs, to your colleagues who are extra responsive or friendly over Slack. Anything that makes your life more comfortable or better is fair game. Just get a journal, just write it down. When you take the time to write it down, you're consciously focusing your energy and attention on the good rather than letting your brain default to things that might be scary or stressful. Gratitude, they've done so many studies about gratitude, and it might seem, again, I told you, this stuff seems deceptively simple, right? But if you do it consistently, they've shown gratitude specifically has had amazing benefits for people who do it consistently. Just write down what you're excited about. That's it. Try it. See if it works. At the end of every day, maybe even set a little appointment in your calendar. Do your 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's all it takes. 5 minutes of daily gratitude. All right. So those are 5 big lessons. Listen, folks, if you're looking for more exercises, again, I wrote a book, Zen Your Work. I will link this up in the description below. I also, you can get things like this. Here. These are mindfulness cards. This is I don't know if you can see, a whole big box of cards that has different mindfulness techniques or different games you can play for rest and balance, curiosity and joy, insights and awareness, kindness. So many great exercises in this. I got this at Anthropology or something. I'm sure you can find them online. I'm sure there are lots of different versions. The key with mindfulness, though, is that you make an effort. You do the work. If you want to create a more positive experience, you've got to show up, you've got to do the work, you've got to commit to doing the things that are going to make your life a little bit better, a little bit happier. And it doesn't need to be world-shattering, even just a little bit better, right? So I hope you enjoyed this. I will be doing more work-related content. We're not all just going to talk about politics. I'm still going to do the politics stuff too. Don't you worry. But I really do want to create more content to help you navigate this weird virtual work situation. And listen, folks, if you like this video, please subscribe. I've noticed in the analytics, like 87% of you are not subscribed to my channel that are watching the videos, so hit the subscribe button. You'll be notified when I post new videos. I'm really trying to post every single day. I'm trying to get in the groove, get in the habit of it. Sometimes I talk about politics, sometimes I talk about knitting, sometimes I talk about culture, sometimes I talk about work. You know, watch the ones that are important to you. Leave the rest aside. Maybe someday I will separate into multiple channels depending on the topic, but today is not that day because I'm just not that big yet. So hit subscribe, and I hope you keep coming back and watching my videos.